You know, if you want to make sure your daughter or your son become the best they can fucking become, the first thing you don't do is give them a mobile fucking phone. Keep that out of their psyche. My kids, I thought I was being that dad. Go on, there's a phone. Go on, play your games on the phone so you don't have to ask for your mum's phone. All them little horrible things. Oh, you don't have to, oh, I don't have to get her phone. She's always on mine and I need mine. Do you really? Tell you who doesn't need it? Your fucking daughter. You want to keep your daughters and your sons in that 18 PG frame of mind for years. You put them on social media. There's not existent there. There's no PG. There's no parental guidance. They're seeing all shit that they should not see at that age. Look, if I'm 9 and I'm watching a man grab a woman by the back of the fucking head and rag it everywhere, what am I going to be doing to a woman at 15? Grabbing it by the fucking head and ragging it everywhere, aren't I? Now, if I'm a 13-year-old lad that's been watching shit like that since I was 10, and then I get with your 13-year-old daughter, what am I going to be doing? Exactly. And this is what's going on out there. Loads of it's going on out there. You got young lads locked in the rooms, absorbing the mind with that poisonous content, going out and attacking people, becoming serial rapists and shit like this. Phones. Look how many of them was bred amongst our generation. And we were looking at top shelf magazines and VHSs. Okay? These have got it in the fucking hand 24/7. All of them, everyone. Up there, you had to have a certain pull to get that magazine. You know, first of all, you'd have to be able to see it. Because you're small, you've never seen it. You'd only see the FHMs and the car magazines. Now it's in the faces. As soon as they turn the phone on. If your 11-year-old kid's got a smartphone, it's only a matter of time before he sees a woman with her breasts out on that phone. And once he looks at that and taps on it and has a little look, the algorithm starts flooding him. Same with the young girls, when you've got men like Peter Andre getting pushed in the fucking faces. Grown men, posters on 12-year-old girls' walls of grown men. Think about it. What's that girl want when she's 15? A man that looks like Peter Andre. A man. Not a boy. So take the phones off your kids, because once you give them it, you're not getting it back off them. Trust me. You let your kid get used to that phone for 6 months and then try and take it off them. Your house is getting smashed. Some of them are self-harming just because them devices took off them. Don't start that process. You know, let them develop psychologically with morals and know what's right and what's wrong. Everything on social media is wrong. Everything. The way it comes across, the way they explain it, the way they're putting it into the mind of the people. That way of learning off here is wrong. You don't learn. You're missing the process. So there's no learning without process. And there's examples everywhere. If you get that kid there who's 17 and put him in that space he's never been in, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Hasn't got a clue what he's doing. But social media makes these kids think they can do that. And it helps them do that. But the process is missing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you've got a lad getting picked up here and put there. The process is gone. How can I explain it better for you? Yeah. Say you've got two streamers and they both start up with nothing, just a phone. That's how most of us start, with phones that we can't afford, basically. But you just start with a phone. These two streamers, he's been spotted, or he's went down on the length of someone, so they've made things happen for him. Well, he's gone, like Ryle and Clark on GMTV. That sort of situation, come from nowhere, ended up in one of the best seats in the house with no experience, no character building, no process. He's just gone from there, sucked a willy, there. Get what I'm saying? No process. So what happens there? The kid that's being whipped up and put on that podcast, everything put in place for him is shit compared to this kid that's failed, lost his phone, lost his platform, started again, went again, got here, there, and then got his podcast at the end. That kid is full of 10 times more quality than this kid will ever fucking be. And that's what social media's doing. It's removing the quality from the kids. The kids aren't going through the learning process, they're just looking at that and doing that. So for example, look, another one, I'm doing examples all morning for some reason, but here's another one, and it's always the same thing basically. If you pick that kid up off your estate and put him under the car, he's not going to be able to fix it, is he? Right? But if you've got that kid that's been under the car all his fucking life and put him under that car, any car, he'll fix it. It's the same example right there. Let's get rid of a few of these dickheads that don't belong in this powerful life. It is what it is, mate. I'm telling you how it is, mate. Social media is making your kids dead successful, dead fast, which means they fail dead fast. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, basically. That. You will have a kid with no experience in fashion, design a logo, design a brand, and bang, he's there. Dead fast. No slow build up, no prolonged effort. Just A, B, boom, flying. But watch them. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. The people that are sprinting always end up knackered and fucked. The people that are running a marathon see everything. Embrace everything. See everything that's going past them. Understand there's a hole in the floor here. Move. Go round it. The slow journey is more successful and more quality. The fast one, it's fast for a reason. Why? Because you see it, then it disappears. That slow one, you're going to see it and be able to keep your fucking eyes on it for years. That fast one, you'll see it and it's gone. You don't even know where it went. You wake up at 35 thinking I've destroyed my fucking life being on that fast chase there. It's like them shouting it, fast cash doesn't last. Make it slow, your dough will grow. You appreciate it more when you're going through the process and effort. There's more gratitude within you as a person. There's more empathy within you as a person. There's more care and consideration and conduct, everything about your character. If you pull a kid from here who's a piece of shit and put him there, he's still a piece of shit. If you put a kid here that's a piece of shit and let him go through the process to get here, you haven't got a piece of shit no more. That process has fixed him. He's quality now, this kid. He's not the same piece of shit he was 10 years ago, like me. I've changed. I weren't the piece of shit I was in 2004. But I've gone through a process. I never went from there to here. And this is what I mean to you. You know, there's loads of kids not going through the processes of life, and it's hurting them when they get older. Ruins them as they get older. Why? Because they don't know how to handle it. They've got no character to deal with this shit. And you are a multitude of characters, and you've got to be in this world. And characters is not personality. I can portray a personality right now. You know, doesn't mean that's the character you're dealing with. Every process is going to impact on you as a character, as an individual, what you're going to become. You don't become an end product. If you start believing there's an end product within you, you stagnate, you die off dead fast. There's no end product with you. There's always work to be done with you. Doesn't matter how old you are or what. You know, you're always going to be having to do shit. If you look after your body, if you look after your mind, you can continue to do that shit into your twilight years. If you don't, you're like all the other people. Wheelchairs, can't walk, crouched over. This is like what you don't want to be when you're 60. You don't want to be... You understand what I'm saying, don't you? You know, it's like the change in the body structure of humans, and no one gives a fuck. Like years ago, everyone was on the feet working. Now everyone's sitting down working. And that's going to have a massive impact on body structure. So if you've got a mum that sat in a chair for 30 years working, and then she has a baby and she's pregnant, she's sat in a chair, the body composition of the next breed from that woman, the structure of the body is not going to be like the Greek god type body. But if that woman were sat in a chair, crouched over in this mad, developing muscles in mad places, spreading her hips more than usual because she sat in these mad positions, you know, her body will be completely fucking different, and everything will be moving different and working different. But if you look at people's bodies over the last so many years, I don't give a shit, and this isn't me hating, I'm just saying, you know, look at some of them. They're deformed, but they're not deformed. It's normal now. Do you understand where I'm coming from with that shout? You can get people with like severe ligaments and their hands end up in a mess, and you've got, you know, you've got people that deal with like, I don't know what they call them, like spastic issues. I think that's what they used to call them when we were kids, a spastic. Don't know why. But you understand where I'm coming from. That is like, we see that as a real deformation of someone, don't we? Where on the other end, that woman with shoulders like a fucking man and fucking legs like a fucking giraffe, that's deformed. You shouldn't be like that. You should not be like that. There's a reason why your body's being formed like this. Do you understand what I mean? So look, the first thing they have you do with your kid, and they scream safety, You have your baby, you can't leave the hospital unless you strap your baby into a fucking chair. Baby's not meant to get strapped into a chair. And then everywhere he's going, he's restricted from growth. Why? Because you're strapping him into a chair. Then you're strapping him into a pram. Then you're strapping him into this, and then you're locking him into the baby holder. This is all restricting the growth and the productivity in your child. You know, never put your kid in a baby seat. He'll be big and strong. The fact you're putting him in a baby seat, he's going and developing in that. Now your kid's 3, he's been in a fucking chair since he was born. This is what they're doing. Then you lock him in a pram. Oh, it's all safety. Bullshit. You're fucking with the formation of us as people. If your kid weren't getting put in a pram, he'd be walking at 1. But because you're putting him in a pram and in baby seats, he's 2.5, he's starting to walk. Do you understand what I'm saying, sis? I used to scream, not scream, I used to tell me bird, get out the fucking pram and carry her. I can't carry her. Why? Because you never started carrying her. If you have a baby, mate, don't bang her in a pram and then start moaning that, oh, I can't lose weight, I'm not happy with myself, I can't get rid of my weight. You're putting the baby in a fucking pram, that's why you can't lose weight. What you're meant to do as a woman, you have your baby, and then the baby doesn't leave your fucking chest no matter what you're doing. You having that baby on you is burning your fat, is getting rid of the baby weight. You walk on the shop with the baby on you, your heart's pumping, your muscles are hurting. Yeah. You're conditioning yourself. Why? Because at the moment she weighs 9 pounds. In a year she's going to weigh 1.9 kilos. And you're going to be able to carry her. And then when she's 2, you're still able to carry her. Why? Because you're fit and fucking strong. Why? Because you've been carrying your baby everywhere for 2 years. All the fat's gone off you. Your heart and lungs are working great. You've got strength in the muscles you need as a mother going forward. What you do, have the baby and then start pushing them around in a fucking pram, not moving. Get rid of all that bullshit. Anything that they're giving you to tell you advances your kid's physicality and mentality doesn't. It hinders it. Doesn't matter what it is, it's hindering your kids. Computers, lecky bikes, lecky scooters, fucking all that is hindering the produce. It hinders the kids, all of it. Makes them underdevelop. That's what all them devices are doing. Lecky scooters, lecky bikes, making your kids underdevelop in the physical world. Honest to God, mate. This social media shit, it's making your kids underdevelop. It's giving them short attention spans. You know the brainiest kid in the class is the one that can pay attention. Fact, mate. The brainiest kid in the fucking class is the one that can pay attention. Why can't your kids pay attention? Why can't your kids pay attention? Couple of reasons depending on their age. Your 6-year-old kid can't pay attention for long because you've thrown 100 toys at her. And when she goes to play with the toys, she's got 100 toys to choose from. So when she's paying attention to Bob the fucking Builder for a minute, and then she's torn her away because she's lost attention with it, and she's picking up Pepper the fucking Pig for 2 minutes, focused, throwing it away, fire engine, throw it away, this, throw it away, that, throw it away, bang, 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 bang. Without you understanding it, that's the attention of your kid going all over the fucking place. Whereas if you had one toy, your kid will find the toy and be attentive to that one toy for hours. focus with it, sleep with it, carry it everywhere, won't get bored with it, miss it, want it more. When he's got all them toys, the attention span on your kid going forward is getting ruined. He won't be able to sit in a classroom and do a fucking topic or an objective that he's got to complete to get his qualification, to get the fucking job that they make him want. All these little things fuck with the attention span, and that's 4-year-old kids. You're starting at when they're 4. If you continue down that path, fucking with that like that, don't be fuming when they're not paying attention to you, when you're speaking to them and you're sat next to them. You know, they're caught up over there on this thing that's got their attention, not asked about you. You see it in your kids. Your kids caught up in the telly or the phone. So here we go with the phones. 11-year-olds are getting access to their phones. And I noticed straight away with my stepdaughter years ago. She would sit in a corner with the phone. And it didn't matter what you fucking done, she couldn't hear you. It was either she couldn't or she decided not to. Either way, you're getting fucking blanked. It's the phone damage. The phone's now controlling your kid. The phone's now telling your kid how to live its life. The phone's now telling your kid when it's bedtime. The phone's now telling you what food's good for them. Not you. You're just getting pushed aside. Why? Because you haven't got the attention of your daughter. That thing has. And most kids, just like us fucking adults, you're watching shorts. So your kid's watching that video with no conclusion. Like it's cutting like the process when you're a kid. You see the spider, your ma comes on, gets you when you're frightened, calms you down. Your kid's lost half the process. So when your kid's on social media and they're watching these shorts and they're watching this thing unfold, and then out of the blue from nowhere, mid-story, it's gone. Your kid's left in a bit of a pickle. Why? Because now he's gone on to the next one. He's watching something else. And halfway through that, instead of getting the conclusion, you know, the clarity, what's all this about, it's ending there, bang, onto the next one, leaving your kid in a fucking mess. Why? Because they're taking them to the extremities and then not concluding it, moving on, and your kid's just going 100 posts in 10 minutes. Do you get what I'm saying? 15-minute posts, 4 of them in a minute. 15-second posts, shorts. So your kid sat there, 15 seconds on a fight happening over there. Next minute, a rocket's crashed in space for 15 seconds. Then a car's crashed in the road for 15 seconds. Then this dog's screaming its head off for 15 seconds. And that's in a minute. Imagine 6 minutes, 60 minutes. Do the maths. In a minute, your kid's being indoors, being fucking damaged by 4 different topics. That's a minute. So what's 40 times 60? What's 4 times 60? See what I mean? So your kid's seeing like 240 fucking images an hour. All different context, all different narratives, all different people, all different outcomes, violent, non-violent, dirty, not dirty. In an hour, your kid's like that. 240 different fucking images locked in here. For fucking nothing. Not getting nothing of it, but filling their head with shit. That's why I say, don't give none of the kids devices. Yeah, get them a little DS Switch for Christmas, but let them have an hour a night on it. Like our kids. You know who the best kids are going to be in the future? The ones that don't go on social media. The sharpest tool in the box will be the kid that weren't on social media all his fucking life. So if them kids there in that group, 10 kids, if nine of the other kids have all got access to social media and smartphones and iPads and all this, and this kid at the end hasn't, this kid is going to turn out 10 times better than all these. Them 9, you'll start saying they've got ADHD. Why? Because they've got no attention span. And that's what they call it, attention deficit disorder. Meaning they can't pay attention to something for long enough to achieve anything. And this shit, loads of toys for your kid when she's 2 and she's picking up toys, or this is what's making your kid pay less attention to one thing at a time. Them shorts, letting your kids on your phones watching the shorts, they don't need to pay attention for this shit, so they're not. And if you're not using that skill, you don't use that skill in the future. You haven't got it. Alright, say your daughter, who's been caught up in this mess since she was 2, and she's managed to do, they'll still be successful. They'll still get through life regardless. They're still going to get through. It'll be a lot more difficult for them. Why? Because if your daughter's on the road and she gets a puncture, she can't get out and spend 20 minutes changing that tyre. She'll give it a go, but her attention will go somewhere else. And she won't be able to stop. She can't stop the attention going there. She can't stop her remaining by that tyre. She can't stop herself, so she'll just end up there and doing something mad. Don't use it, lose it, say star. Yeah, but you've got to know you've got it to use it. The only way you achieve is through focus. The only way you're going to achieve something is when you focus on it. What is focus? Attention. That's what focus is. When you focus on that, you're paying 100% attention to it. If you've got no attention, you've got no focus. And if you have got a little bit of attention, you've got a little bit of focus. Hence ADHD. There's no attention there, so there's no focus. And this is why loads of your kids are getting categorised with ADHD. Because you've given them environments that's not designed to make them pay attention. So look, start taking your kids to pictures. You know, your kids that have got like short attention spans due to whatever, take those pictures from an early age. And what happens is, at first they'll be unruly, running around the seat shouting and all this, but then you'll get them, come here, and then before you know it, they're focused on the full film. And then kids being focused on that full film for that 2-hour period in a world where there's no focus, it's valuable as fuck, mate. So I think I've been to see now like 5 movies with my eldest. It's like a little thing we do. So when a new film comes out, I'll take her to watch it. She's only 8. But what I've noticed, she's like all the others. You know, she's very creative. She's got pure energy, my eldest. I'm fucking... you could see her unruly behaviour when we're first getting in there. You know, she's fucking round, not watching the film, not listening to the words. No, she's there, but she's not there yet. But now, you can see her tapping into the words. So what I've been saying to her, because I remember years ago, when we were watching films, we were watching the action. We weren't really caught up on the words. And a lot of your kids are doing exactly the way we used to do it. They're getting caught up on the action, the imagery, the visuals, but not the context of the conversation in there. I've always told, listen to what they're saying. And now she's starting to listen to what she's saying, or they're saying on the screen. So now she's getting caught up in a storyline now. And it's the storyline which keeps them. The shit your kids are watching now, there's no storylines. It's just like A, Z. This went off here, that was the conclusion. There's no like information in between to make them understood it. Yes, fucking hell. 5 hours. Yes, user, 5 hours have been streamed. Susan, love listening to you, you're so right. Nice one, Susan. I get people like, who the fuck's he think he is? I'm just talking, mate. I don't think I'm anything. I know what I am, I know who I am. I don't think I'm anything other than who I am and what I am. I just speak on things and people get interested in it. You're hating for whatever fucking reason. That's your problem. I'm not trying to make you hate. You know, if you're developing a hatred towards me, there's something wrong with you. I've done nothing to offend you. If you have, then granted. But the majority of you, mates, I've never offended you in my fucking life. You're just hating because of the aura I possess, basically. The energy levels of me, the wisdom, the articulate manner in which I can express my feelings. That's what you hate on at the end of the day. You can't hate me car because you haven't got one. You can't hate me luxuries or I haven't got none. You're hating me because of the shit that comes out of my mouth. And the shit that comes out of my mouth is not nonsense. It's fucking valid. I'm not talking shit. It's logical. It can make sense. Even if it's not the sense, it can make sense. So when I'm being like hypothetically speaking about things and we're tapping into theories and shit and I'm talking from the mind, do you understand what I'm saying? It's not the same as when I'm talking from the heart. And I'm able to do that. I'm able to not be led by the heart and not be led by the mind. All yous can. Yes, Rocky Lamb. All yous are able to do this shit. Well-being. And it's all about self-importance. Don't let no one tell you shouldn't love yourself. The first thing you should be fucking doing is loving yourself. Appreciating yourself. Regardless of how you're looking in the fucking mirror. Appreciate what you've been through and where you've come from. Be happy with yourself. Not about your looks. Honest. It's what's on the inside that really fucking matters, mate. And if you can love yourself on the inside, fuck what's happening on the outside. And you'll get knobheads. Oh, look at him, he's full of himself. Look at him walking with his chest out. That's a proud fucking man right there. You should be encouraging that shit with your lads. And I don't mean a juice bomb marching down the road like he's gonna fucking batter everything. I just mean a man with his chest out and his chin held fucking high with no shame. That's the real man. Someone that loves himself, cares for himself, wants to do good for himself. It's the shitheads that criticise that sort of fucking pattern of thinking. The dickheads who can't get there. That's who criticise that pattern of thinking. You need to be walking around proud as fuck. Not all like this, head down, swim round. Fucking confidence in yourself, mate. No one else is going to do it for you. It's like life. No one's going to do fuck all for you in your life. No one's going to make you confident. No one's going to make you brave. No one's going to make you do this and do that. It's all on you. All of it is on you. You know, you're either going to be a leader or a fucking follower. What's the difference? Followers lose their identification. Leaders keep their identification intact. It's the difference out there. It's the difference between a leader and a follower. The leader keeps his identity intact. He knows exactly who the fuck he is and what he's doing. The follower hasn't got a clue who he is and is trying to find out who he wants to be. That's why he's trying to imitate you as a leader. Why? Because you've got your identity intact. You know exactly where the fuck you come from and you know what you're all about. They haven't got a fucking clue. That's why they look for leaders. I'm trying to create leaders, not followers. Does that make sense to you? I want you to know who you are. I want you to understand what identity exists within you from nan, granddad, mum, brothers. This is your identity. If you keep it, you will lead your life and be successful in your life that you're leading. If you give your identity up, someone else is leading your life for you. You're following what they do. You're following the dress sense. You're going to the nightclubs. You're going to the venues. You're going to everything they do because you're following them. You give your identity up. And this is what loads of these kids are doing. In school, they've got their identity. Mum, dad, sisters, family identity. We know who this kid is. The minute he goes out of school and starts going into groups, this is where their identity's being stolen. You'll have a kid that's wearing a decent pair of jeans, decent polo shirt, with a fucking short back and sides haircut, looking smart as fuck. He leaves school, mixes with this group. Within a year, he's not wearing jeans no more, he's wearing black tracksuits. He's not got short back and sides no more. He's got a fucking cat head. He's not drug free no more. He's fucked on the cannabis and whatever else is going into him. Why is he like that? Because when they've entered this group, they knew. It's not like you get 10 people all coming at one day and there's a group developed. We're all brand new. No, it's established. You've got an hierarchy. You've got leaders. You've got bullies. You've got people that have got kids shit scared of them in this group. So now your kid enters this group and he's at the bottom of the chain. And if he doesn't fit in, he gets kicked out. Now if all these kids are dressed in black with fucking low alpine and gloves and surons, and your kid's turning up in a bright polo shop with fucking jeans and shoes on, not going to take him long to work out I'm wearing the wrong clothes in this group. I need to start dressing like these. If all these kids are pulling speakers out and listening to Mazza and whoever else, and then your kid pulls a fucking speaker out and starts listening to Freddie Mercury, what's going to happen? So he's got to get rid of his music and start listening to what these are listening to. Your kid might have a boss little bird that he's met at school, little chubby lovely thing. Still got a baby fat on her. She's going to be beautiful when she gets to adulthood. Now he's in this group. He needs to have a dirty beard with fake extensions and false tits and losing himself as the years are going by. Now he's with the group. Before he was with the group, he had inspiration in him. He wanted to become a doctor. He wanted to be a legal advisor. He wanted to be a fireman. He wanted to get jobs and this. Now he's in the group. He wants to be a drug dealer. Why? Because he's seeing how much money the leaders of his group are making. And the leaders of his group are now offering him a little bit of dough to put a little parcel in his man's bedroom. All this happens because you lose your identity. All that, what I've just been speaking about, that happens because you give it up or someone steals it. That's what it is. It's like your manhood. You give your man up. If you give your manhood up, you're gay. If you don't, you're not. That makes sense? You give your identity up, you're not you anymore. You're being led. You're a sheep. You're a follower. You keep your identity. You are the leader. You are you. You want to be the leader of a gang? Keep your identity and a gang will form round you. Why? Because the followers will pick up on that you're a leader. You know who you are. You know what clothes you like. You know what type of woman you appreciate. You're not just falling in sync with all these. Trust me when I say that to you lads, mate. Don't lose your identity. And you girls. You girls can be followers just as fucking much, mate. It's more risk for you girls. You're getting caught up in gang life and, you know, you've got initiations to take part in and shit like this. It's not good for you. Girls will get treated well worse in that life. Because this is what's happening now, whether you like this or not, people. The American flow is here, full fucking flow. Gangs on your streets now are putting your kids through initiation processes. And depending on what they want them to do, depending on how his life's going to turn out. But if your kid wants to be a part of this group, he's got to go and snatch that handbag off that woman. If your kid wants to be a part of this group, he's got to go and put the knife and drag it across his face. That's his initiation into the gang. This is what's happening now on your streets. Kids are getting tethered. And they're getting placed in situations where if they speak about what you've done to be initiated, you're fucked, so you can't bail on them or be any unruly shit against them. So when you're dying to be a part of a family as a young boy, when you come from a broken house and this firm, you want to be a part of it. They just don't let you in no more. It's not one of them just end up on the sidelines lingering and then they offer you a joint and then you start mixing with them. It's not that no more. If you linger on the sidelines, they're asking who the fuck are you, what you fucking want. What, you want to be a part of us? Doesn't happen like that. You need to do A, B and C. Go and do that and we'll consider it. And that's what's happening with your lads now. And your girls. They're being initiated into shit. And the shit they're doing to be initiated in, it's being used to blackmail them. Videos, whatever. So you might have a 13, 14-year-old kid that's a part of that gang, but the eldest in that gang's 27. And his mindset's completely different from that 15-year-old. 15-year-old wants to make money. 15-year-old doesn't want to abuse people or rob people or manipulate them or coerce them. That 27-year-old does though. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the kids who are getting dragged in, they're not. Yet the people that are manipulating or grooming or shit like this, these are victims just as much as anyone. 14-year-old kids getting dragged into this shit, they're victims just as much as anyone who's being hurt by crime. I suppose they're trying to conquer it, aren't they? You know, bringing in these offences for drug dealers that do that shit to kids, but it's not making a difference. Why? Because there's no prevention there. It's just punishments and consequential. There's no like prevention before you get to it. I don't think I heard anyone screaming it. When I got out of jail, I had this quote, and it was, "Prevention's better than cure." Everyone's using it now, but you didn't hear much of that when I was screaming it. No one was saying it. I started screaming it. A few years later, you've got politicians saying it. Prevention better. I was thinking, wow, are they listening to me? But I was saying that years and years ago, mate. And it's still valid now. It's the only way you're going to conquer half the shit what's going on with the youth is by preventing it from happening. Once it's started, you're not stopping it. You've got to prevent them getting in. You've got to prevent them thinking they want to go in. Once they're in, unless they get a big intervention like I did, they're finished in there. I got a massive intervention and I weren't heeding the little ones. So all these young kids that are getting involved in this shit now, they are getting warnings. Not from mum, not from them, natural warnings. Like, a bullet's just hit you in your fucking shin. You've only been round this group for fucking a year. Is that not much of a warning for you? Select two objects, the same shape. I think it's because of being on for close to 6 hours now, uninterrupted. They're thinking I'm not on screen, so they're sending me all these things to make me let them know I'm on the screen type thing. Christ is King, Phoenix Rising, hope you're all good, lad. I'm a proper streamer, aren't I? When you think about it. I know I'm putting myself there, like, but I'm a proper streamer when you think about it. Why? Because it's me in my pod. It's not me, Tom, Phil and Harry. It's just me able to like contain yous within my live feed and have yous involved. That's just me. I haven't brought no one in to keep yous engaged. I'm not thinking, oh, I need someone to keep my fucking live active here. I can just be me. So I'm like a proper streamer. And I'm putting the hours in as a proper streamer, but not getting the rewards. But it's not the rewards for me. I mean, not getting rewards is wrong. I get rewarded for what I'm doing. I get handsomely rewarded for what I'm doing with Choose a Life Not a Knife. Telling you, mate. I've had the most expensive gift in the whole fucking world, mate. Honest, for doing what I'm doing. I'm a billionaire for what I'm doing. Yes, Leanne. Donna. Yeah, so look. Me feeling great about myself is fuck all to do with money and cars and shit like this. When I'm talking about the biggest gift in the fucking world for doing what I'm doing, I'm talking about my daughter. That's my gift. There's no bigger gift in life. And if you're able to create life, you are a gift your fucking self, mate. That's where my payment comes from. My payment comes from that kid that's telling me, thank you so much, Darren. You fucking completely changed my narrative. You've changed my life. I'm getting more. I know I shouldn't, but what I've started doing since yesterday is screenshotting the results of what I'm doing. Because normally I won't screenshot them. I'll get all these messages off people telling me the impact I've had upon them, upon their kids, upon their... I've got it all the time, you know. I'm not just chatting shit. I get it all the time, loads every day. If there's never a day goes by where I don't get feedback from parents or the lad that it's affected. Never. But But you don't see it. So you probably think nothing's happening on the back of what I'm doing. But I know for the last 8 years, I have completely turned people's lives round. Honest to God, mate. Like, completely though. And when they're on a little journey, they don't fucking contact me or nothing. You know what I mean? I don't even know they've gone on a journey. I just know when they've got to where they want to be, they come back and go, yo, what you're doing fucking works. Keep on going. I've changed my whole fucking life because of what I listened come out of your mouth. And I've sat here for 6 hours, and I might have had a lad sat in here for 5 hours listening to me, and he hasn't took a fucking thing on board. Then I might have some kid just floating through, seeing me live, come in, he's in there for 10 minutes and I've said something and it's just went hit right home for him. And he's went away and addressed it and it's helped him. So I might have only hit one person in this 6 hour live feed, but that person I've hit has went on to develop himself in a better way. That one is well worth the 6 hours. If I can stop a 14-year-old kid ending up like me in the system, I'm an happy man, mate. Honest. My woman will feed me. I won't need for nothing with that woman by me. And she won't need for fuck all with this man stood by her. That's how it works. And it doesn't matter what we go through. We've been through enough to know that we're meant to be together. And they're trying to target that. They've been trying to target that on me for years. Been trying to ruin my bird's life. You know, planting seeds of confusion and insecurities, causing murder sometimes between us. When she's on it now, but it took a lot of work to fucking get her to where she's at in that mindset, like. Donna, just a worried dad and a husband. Oh, none of it's sad, mate. None of it's sad. You only get upset when you don't get what's going. If everything's going the way you want it to, you're not upset. The minute the shit hits the fan, then you're getting upset. But if your shit's been hitting that fan all your life, you're not getting upset over him breaking your leg. You're getting upset over being abused when you were a kid. It's different. The things you never cried about when you're a kid, you cry about when you're older.